Hello, IGN. My name is Jose Otero, and I am here with Brian Altano.
What's up, Jose? What
Watch
are we playing
Dog
today?
extraordinaire.
That's right.
We're playing Watch Dogs for Wii U.
What?
It does exist.
It exists.
Yeah, it's kind of like that M&M commercial.
It exists. It's real. We have a actual retail copy of this game. It's
Yep.
on a disc. It's in a box. It says Wii U on it. This is a real thing.
Yeah, and you're playing it right now. So you, for context for folks, you finished Watch Dogs on PS4.
Yep. I put about, I'd say, 20 hours into the game.
Okay.
Maybe more.
Got it.
Did
Got
a
it.
lot of the side stuff. Played a ton of the. I played a ton of it on PS4. Played it on some other consoles too. And I gotta say, this is a competent-looking port.
Okay.
This is a pretty good-looking game right here on the Wii U. You know, it's not. It definitely doesn't have the same sort of textual flair that it did on PS4 and Xbox One and PC. But this is serviceable.
Okay.
If you're looking for an open world game for Wii U, I mean, this exists.
Your choices are super limited at the moment.
They are. What else do we
to
got?
be fair, I think the last thing you may have had was Lego City Undercover, and I might be missing something. And that was a first-party published game, and we don't want to get into that here. Obviously, we're just here to tell you if Watch Dogs Wii U, the port lives up to the current gen or last gen versions. Now, I didn't have time to sort of check out the PS3, Xbox 360 versions, but I hear so far folks around the office have told me this is pretty much on par with how those have performed so far.
Yep.
For folks, though, they should know that even though there is a mini-map in the bottom right, what'd you just do? You trying to hack
Still
something?
in the car.
Oh, okay. Got it. Even though there's a mini-map on screen on the right, in Brian Altano's hands right now is a gamepad that actually has a full-scale map of Chicago on it. And it's got some cool-ish features. I don't want to say they're super cool, right? Because, for example, if Brian wants to set a waypoint, he can just tap one of these, points of interest on the map. He has to press and hold it, and then he'll set that as his destination nav. So then, the navigation will work, and you'll see like a trail. He can go towards that. He can also scale and zoom out in and out of that map. Don't forget that the Wii U's gamepad has a reflexive touchscreen, which means you have to kind of press and hold to do things. It's not like an iPhone. It's not like an iPad. It's very different. So it feels weird to the touch, even though it has this functionality kind of grafted on.
Yep. It doesn't just like kind of go where your finger goes. You got to give it a little bit of input.
Mm-hmm.
The touchscreen stuff has been okay so far. It's not really used so much for hacking from what we've seen. Like you can do all that with buttons. You are able to play the entire game with the on the gamepad. The problem is when I do that, I hit this button, I'm given this screen, and there actually isn't a touchscreen button on the bottom screen to bring me back. So I have to go into the options.
And
as you can
see
there,
there's a gamepad-only mode that he has to switch off.
Yeah. So that's kind of cumbersome. I think that part of that is sort of on Nintendo for not having a specific switch to the gamepad button.
Yeah, there's not a standard sort of control input for that.
There's
it feels like
my suicide run right there.
Nice. Yeah, for Nintendo published games, it's always the minus button, but for third-party games, and even some other games, it's just weird. It's not always that button. So it's
if you've never played Watch Dogs, it's about hacking. So you basically see things in your environment. You can pan around and check out different views on things. So if I hack this camera, I might be able to see somebody walking by, get their ATM information. It gives you sort of like a cool different take on the open world genre because you can do stuff like stealth missions, which you don't really see in like a lot of like sort of like GTA style, Saints Row style action games.
Yeah.
And
when they don't handle them well, sort of it's very hodgepodge stealth. It's not this thing. The gadget you have, your cell phone, gives you a means to make some of the distractions feel a bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Not believable, but definitely easier to do.
Sure.
Like you don't feel quite as sort of stuck on how the stealth should work.
Yeah. So I mean, I think when we first heard about this version of the game, we were kind of hoping for a lot more in terms of like gamepad functionality. That maybe your gamepad would work as a secondary device like a cell phone would.
Okay.
And I don't really think that has actually come into fruition in the way a lot of people want it to. Now, that being said, like Watch Dogs is a really good game. I enjoyed it a lot. Some people were kind of mixed on it. I think once we saw what it looked like originally at E3, the bar was set so high in our own minds of what it would actually turn out to be. But in the end, it's a very solid open world video game with a lot of great missions in it. Some of my favorite things in this game, I can't show you right now, but there are these missions.
It's getting hit by traffic.
Yeah, it's getting hit by traffic, just running into this guy's car. are these warehouse missions where you can sort of take over a gang warehouse, and they let you sort of play them at your own will, so you can kind of go around the map and see how many of them you can beat. You can play them stealth. You can go in like crazy action. You can drive into a lake.
I knew where this was going.
Yep,
I did.
So you can swim in this game, which you can't do in some GTA games.
Yeah. His coat gets
gets shiny.
Shiny.
Yeah. This is ign-plays. He's sort of like a disgruntled father who's got this phone. He walks around town hacking everything. This works. You know, it exists. Police are not happy that I drove into that lake, by the way. I don't know why. Did I break any laws?
You know what? Really I've never been to Chicago, so you're asking the wrong
Don't drive
man.
your car in a lake in Chicago.
Yeah.
So this is Watch Dogs Wii U.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. For more Watch Dogs potentially more Watch Dogs Wii U Let's Plays, but at least more coverage, including hopefully an updated review. Make sure you keep it right here at IGN. That's right. Get out of that car.
That's mine.